Yay, HQ, welcome aboard. I'm Eric Casilius. So on Saturday night, you're stuck at home. No sports. Not true. You want sports on that wall? You need sports on that wall. Well, the WWE put on the dress whites, ordered up a code red, and put WrestleMania front and center. That's right. Gronk, Goldberg, The Undertaker, all getting down in part one. Oh, how did part one go down? Brian Campbell comes aboard, our CBS Sports combat expert. Nobody better than him. All right, give me a grade for the WWE and what they did, giving us something on a Saturday night and what went down in part one of WrestleMania.
Look, you have to understand the unprecedented nature of this show. Given the largely unprecedented times with the virus outbreak, this was the first WrestleMania in 36 years to be pre-taped indoors in an empty warehouse and set up over 2 nights. But for as much as this started slow, and if you're a wrestling fan that isn't following week to week, you did have to get used to that feel of the empty arena. Eric, it picked up in a big way late, including that main event on night one, which absolutely stole the show. A boneyard match, which really wasn't explained ahead of time what we should expect between The Undertaker and AJ Styles. Well, what we got in the end was a lot more sports entertainment than, let's say, unscripted fight, because this was a theatrical production, a B movie, an action movie taking place in a graveyard of all places. But it was also badass and awesome as The Undertaker, at 55 years old, records a very, very memorable victory in a match that had music playing in the background, had a lot of bells and whistles going on. It's rare in WrestleMania history that the matches go outside the ring, go outside the building. A lot of people remember, of course, the Hollywood backbot brawl at WrestleMania 12 between Roddy Piper and Goldust. This may have been the best example of it. And in a lot of ways, Eric, it won the night.
All right, so obviously The Undertaker in the Boneyard. It was tremendous. It was crazy. It was wild. And Goldberg, that was another one. That happened. It was over before it started for him. What did that match say to you?
It said that it's time for Braun Strowman to be taken seriously. This is a guy who came up on the scene, became a single star, never really got that push. Finally, he has a major title around his waist with the WWE Universal Championship. And of course, it came in a very unscripted manner, with Roman Reigns stepping aside from this scheduled WrestleMania match against Goldberg to take his health and his family's health serious, knowing that, of course, he battled back from lymphoma in recent years. What you had here was 53-year-old Goldberg doing the job to Braun Strowman in just over 2 minutes. It was the right call. You may have seen some fan outrage and rioting online had Goldberg won. He served his place in this. It's now time for Braun Strowman to be taken a little bit more serious.
Strowman won quickly and decisively. Rob Gronkowski, NFL fans looking at the Gronk. How did the Gronk do?
A little bit of mixed reviews, let's say, in terms of his appearance here as the host. We've seen Rob Gronkowski in the ring just a few years back at WrestleMania in Orlando when he jumped the barricade and took part in a battle royal. But this time around, co-host with his good buddy, Mojo Rawley. He got a couple one-liners and moments in there from the Gronk as he opened up the show saying, I was Rob Gronkowski on the football field, I'm the Gronk in here. What's he known for outside the ring, Eric? Being a party guy. That was the role he played for WrestleMania 36, night one.
All right, a lot to like. From what you started to describe with the Boneyard match, where it was a grave, shoveling dirt, Undertaker going crazy, all the way to Gronk, everything in between. What was the best moment for you?
You know, I think you have to say, for as hard as it was in the beginning of this card, for the matches to have that same feel that we're used to with WrestleMania, 80,000 people in football stadiums or domes, once you got used to it, some really good matches did start to break out. That Kevin Owens Seth Rollins singles match was fantastic, and there's one specific spot in that, really the spot of the night, if you will, from a danger standpoint, inside that arena when Kevin Owens climbed to the top of the WrestleMania sign and landed a senton on top of Rollins through the table. High risk, high reward. This match was intense. There was plenty of trash talking, which actually helped the match. You didn't get that buzz of the crowd behind them, but a lot of one-liners back and forth. This was some intense business in which Owens got the upper hand.
All right, that's part one. This is a two-night thing. Part two. will be on Sunday night. Give me a little preview. Spin this thing forward for me.
It's the only game in town once again, and it is more top-heavy on the second night. If you liked what you saw in that Boneyard match for unpredictability and entertainment, you're probably going to get the same when John Cena takes on Bray Wyatt the Fiend in what they're calling a Firefly Funhouse match. No idea what that's going to look like. You could see some kind of female passing of the torch with NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley from Australia, who really has the goods to be the next big thing in the women's wrestling side, against Charlotte Flair, who we know is on top of her game right now. That's going to be an interesting match. And you can always get excited to see Brock Lesnar, right? Whether it's WrestleMania or the UFC, he's bringing in the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. No shortage of storylines here across the board. You remember Edge, right? Retired due to that neck injury a long time ago. He's back against Randy Orton, last man standing match. Lot to look forward to for Sunday night.
BC, you are the very best. That is breaking down part one, spinning it forward to part two. We got everybody in. We got Gronk, we got Goldberg, we got The Undertaker. And this is not all you do. In fact, you want the best podcast for combat sports anywhere. There it is. State of Combat, boxing, MMA. BC getting it done every single time he makes one of those podcasts hum for you. Make sure you download and subscribe.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.